Deck building is one of the most important skills in the Pokemon trading card game. Most players simply look at the available card pool, then go online to purchase the cards they need to complete their deck. But what if it wasn't that simple? What if your access to cards was limited to what you, yourself, pulled from a booster pack? In this series, myself, Pokemon TCG commentator Chip Ritchie, and world-class competitor Azul GG will limit ourselves to splitting the packs from one single Pokemon TCG booster box. With the cards from those 18 packs, we will each do our very best to construct a playable deck and then battle in a best-of-3 match. Then, each following episode, we will open up a new booster box, going in release order, upgrading and changing our decks along the way. The winner of each episode will get the reward of a single prize series booster pack, giving them a slim shot at powerful trainers in Pokemon from past sets. And the loser of each episode will also get a consolation prize of a booster bundle to open up in the next episode to give them a better shot to improve their deck for next time. Now get ready to enjoy the Scarlet and Violet Evolution series. In the last episode, our battle came down to a Game 3, but it ended as many other episodes in this series have so far, with yet another Azul win. This time, we're opening up Shrouded Fable. This set introduces the Loyal 3 trio of Munkidori, Okidogi, and Fezandipiti all as EX cards for the first time. It also features Pecharunt EX, a very powerful basic Darkness-type Pokemon. But perhaps the biggest addition that this set brings is the Cursed Blast Dusknoir. This card has been so good in competitive play, winning multiple regional championships and even a 5,000 player Champions League tournament in Japan. It is also very widely hated in the Pokemon TCG community, with players even calling for this card to be banned. So will one of us add this powerful card to our collections? Will I finally be able to take down Azul once again? Let's rip into these packs and find out. It's time for another mini set. I feel like there's like so many mini sets in the Scarlet and Violet era of the game, but we've got Shrouded Fable up next. This is going to be a massive one for sure. The Loyal 3, Fezandipiti, Night Stretcher, all these things. But first, of course, since I did lose, I do have to open up a Twilight Masquerade booster bundle. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of rough about the last one, to be honest. I felt pretty solid about my deck. I think I played pretty decently. I maybe could have done something a little bit different in the third game last time. But yeah, I mean, the Dunsparce draw engine just didn't work out as well for me as I had hoped. Maybe something from Twilight Masquerade can help us out a little bit more. I wouldn't mind getting another Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. I did get one, so if I got a second one, maybe I can make something work with that. Maybe another A-Spec to have more options to work with, the Legacy Energy, something like that. But here we go, Twilight Masquerade. This set's so strong. Let's see what we get. Another Shinx, could that be a Luxray sign? We got a Poltergeist, okay, Watrel, Brute Bonnet, Whirlipede Finizen, and Fezandipiti. Nothing much there. Ooh, I see something here. Is that? Ooh, it's a Terra Pokemon of some sort. It looks like a fighting Terra Pokemon. I think it might be Greninja. That would be interesting. Okay, Apom, Darumaka, Corphish, Grookey, Rillaboom, Lanazade, Conkeldurr, Grookey, Clefable, and another Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX. I do have 2 of these now. I don't know that I'm gonna be doing much with 2 copies of this card, but you know, it's something I do have access to, I guess. I honestly wouldn't have minded just getting Greninja instead, just for more options, to be honest. Oh, I've got some full art. Ooh, actually, okay, the Palafin EX. I was actually looking at my cards this morning. I've got a lot of Palafin. Not quite as thick of a Palafin line as Azul had, but the Palafin EX, that is kind of interesting. Maybe I could do something with this. The Giga Impact, I can't attack next turn, but it's got 340 HP. This thing is massive. I could actually totally see myself going with a water deck for this one based around Palafin EX. That's a pretty good pull. Let's get into one more pack here. Another Clefable. I've got a couple Clefairy. This attack is honestly not that bad. Metronome, choosing one of my opponent's active Pokemon's attacks, using it as this attack. Another Tatsugiri as well. I've already got one, so I don't think I would ever play more than one for the attract customers. Though it is a good support option that I may consider moving forward here. Last pack here. We get a Jamming Tower. Okay, that is actually massive to get the Jamming Tower here. Azul has a lot of super powerful tool cards, so if I can use this Jamming Tower to sneak in like an extra KO somewhere that maybe it shouldn't come into play otherwise, that could be a really good card for me. That's actually a huge hit there in the last pack. But now it is time for our 3 booster bundles of the Shrouded Fable. Looking, of course, for the Fezandipiti, looking for the Night Stretchers. Those are the big cards. There's also Kingdra EX, which if I'm going a water route, that is something else I could consider. I do have quite a few Horsey and Seadra. There's been quite a few in the Scarlet Violet era, so that's an option I've got available. There's also the Janine card in this set, which could be interesting if I pull a lot of Darkness-type Pokemon. Going down a Darkness-type strategy could be pretty decent, especially with Azul Azul's Gardevoir deck if he sticks to that strategy. And right away, I get an ace spec. Okay, let's see what we get here. We got Absol, Joltig, Acidra, Power Glass is not bad, Crobat, Janine's Secret Art, and the Dangerous Laser. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned and confused. So I do get another ace spec to work with. I don't know that I'm going to use that over the Scoop Up Cyclone that I currently have access to, but options are options. The Janine's is a cool hit there for sure. We get the Genesect and the Night Stretcher. Okay, massive Night Stretcher. That is a huge card to hit. Put a Pokemon or basic energy card from your discard pile into your hand. So some recovery that provides options. That is really strong. Definitely going to be in my deck probably from here until the end of the series. There's of course also the Dusknoir in this set. That would be kind of interesting to get. We get the Slitherwing, another Janine, and Revavroom EX. The thing about the Scarlet and Violet era is there's a gajillion Varoom and Revavroom cards. I was looking at my cards today. I have so many Revavroom, I have so many Varoom, so there is like a world where I could play a Revavroom EX deck, I guess, but I don't have switches and stuff to utilize the Accelerator Flash multiple turns in a row. It does have 280 HP, so it is pretty beefy. I've got the other Revavroom EX from, is it Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames? I think it's Obsidian Flames. I've got that other Revavroom that's a metal type, so I've got some sort of basis for a Revavroom deck. I don't think I'm going that route though. We get a Colress's Tenacity and a Power Glass and the Haxorus. You know, Haxorus is cool, but yeah, Colress is a decent option. We also have the Eviltal here, Corrosive Winds. Put 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. So I could do something there with my Frostlass, to be honest. I've got the Frostlass, spread the damage counters, use Eviltal, spread a little bit more damage. That's, you know, that's something, I guess. Oh, looks like maybe something. We got a Rowlet, another Janine, a Xerosic, a Kyurem, Zubat, and the Munkidori EX. All right. This is actually kind of interesting. Oh, no, you don't is the ability. If this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon and you have any Petrarunt EX in play, your opponent takes 1 fewer prize card. So, I mean, if I get enough of them, I could theoretically go with a Loyal 3 deck. If I get the Okidogi, if I get the Petrarunt EX, you know, it's something I could technically do. The Xerosic's Machinations is interesting. Your opponent discards cards from their hand until they have 3 cards in their hand. Could be pretty annoying to play against. Azul, you know, if he builds up a large hand size with the Revavroom, maybe I can do something there. Galvantula, Binding Mochi, okay, and another Blood Moon Ursaluna. This is the second one. I didn't read the first one, but it's got the Battle Hardened ability. When I play it from my hand onto my bench during my turn, I can attach 2 basic fighting energy cards from my hand to it to attack 100 plus 30 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. I can see the Blood Moon Ursaluna just being like a solid 1 prize attacking deck, to be honest. With some Night Stretchers, I've got superior energy retrieval, so I've got like ways to make multiple Blood Moon Ursaluna. Of course, I've also got Lana's Aid, so there's like some sort of looping potential there with the Blood Moon. We get a Dusclops, okay, nice. Another Genesect and a Kyurem and a Caparaja. Not amazing, but we do see our first Dusclops. We don't have a Dusknoir. I don't even know if we have a Duskull yet, but Cursed Blast is super strong. Once during your turn, put 5 damage counters onto one of your opponent's Pokemon. If you use this ability, this Pokemon is knocked out. That could be a way for me to cheese some extra prizes from Azul, especially if he sticks with Gardevoir. His Gardevoir deck seems super strong, so that does seem like a decent option. There's the Duskull, there's another Night Stretcher, okay, another Mochi, and the Dusknoir, okay. The potential is definitely here. The thing I'm gonna have to think about, I think more so than anything now as well, is going to be, what is Azul going to do with his deck? What is he going to do? Because he will probably have Dusknoir, he will probably have Pidgeot, he may just play Charizard, to be honest. Okay, looks like we got something in this pack, another Mochi, Cassiopeia, not great, and ooh, the Petrarunt EX, okay, not bad. Subjugating Chains is the ability. Once during your turn, you may switch one of your benched Darkness Pokemon, except any Petrarunt EX, with your active Pokemon. If you do, the new active Pokemon is now poisoned. So I'm starting to piece together the potential of a Loyal 3 deck. That's cool. I think I would need another Munkidori. I would obviously need Okidogi as well in order to make that something I would consider. There's another Night Stretcher. That is a lot of Night Stretcher. 3 Night Stretcher. I doubt I will play that many, but you know, I'm not going to complain. It's a good card to have the option to use. 18 packs of this set is a lot. We're like almost certainly going to both have access to almost the same things. So we got a Cassiopeia. Looks like we got a pink card here. It is a Pokevital A. All right, it's an option. Heal 50 damage from one of your Pokemon. You know, heal 150, that's a lot of healing, but I do have Scoop Up Cyclone, which is probably a little bit better than Pokevital A. There's another Dusclops, and ooh, nice, let's go. The Fezandipiti EX. That's really good. Once during your turn, if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, you may draw 3 cards. That is super, super strong to have access to now. I also got another Dusclops in that pack as well. Fezandipiti draw power is on the table. Now I'm really just kind of hoping that Azul does not get a Fezandipiti when he opens his packs. There's another Duskull, that's really good. We've only gotten 1 Dusknoir, which is a little bit odd. It's a holo, and there's not that many holos in this set. It's a pretty small set, so I feel like I should get another Dusknoir at some point. That is like my 3rd or 4th Haxorus that I will not be playing. So there's another Binding Mochi, the Mochi options, and okay, another Pecharunt EX, there it is. Same attack and ability, it's just the full art version of the card, all right. That is a way that I could, you know, still play Revavroom or some other high retreat support Pokemon like Pelipper or something in my deck, and then use the Subjugating Chains to like bring up an attacker every single turn. All right, here's our last pack. See if we can get something nice to send us out. We've got the Rowlet, Furfrou, Toxicroak, Meowth, Slitherwing, Xerosix Machinations. We've got the Crobat, Meowth, Absol, and last card is the Caparajah. A little anticlimactic, but not too bad. We have a lot of Night Stretcher. We've got a Dusknoir. We've got a couple Pecharunt EX. So this is a huge set for the potential of a Darkness type deck. I gotta get downstairs. I gotta get to all of my different cards and see what I might build. Ooh.
All right, here we go. Got Shrouded Fable. I don't know, Fezandipiti is gonna be a big one. Probably the biggest one to get out of these. There are some okay trainer cards. If I didn't get the Munkidoris from the last set, then that Munkidori, the alternate art Munkidori, would maybe be a big hit for me. But I did get it, so I don't really need Munkidori, to be honest. I don't think I really need anything from this set. This set is kind of okay. I think if I got a Fezandipiti, that would be great. Cautious Tenacity is okay. Ooh, a Dusknoir. Oh, Dusknoir is the other thing that could be pretty cool. Okay, not gonna lie, Dusknoir could be pretty cool. Already got a Dusknoir to begin with. Should probably get a Duskull here, so we'll have that option. And then Janine, Dark Energy Acceleration, Cautious Tenacity, Special Energy, and does find those Stadium cards, but nothing too crazy with that, I don't feel like. But the Dusknoir already off the rip is pretty nice, to be honest. Kyurem, not gonna be good here. Another Dusknoir. We got the Pecharunt. Okay, that is a decent option for mobility, for dark Pokemon. We did get the Janine as well. Or maybe I can put together a Loyal 3 type deck. Xerosix Machinations for some disruption is kind of interesting. Could maybe go a control route eventually. Got Eries, got Xerosix now, stuff like that. And then the Academy at Night's not a terrible. Stadium puts a card from your hand on top of your deck, so you can preserve stuff or set up combos, stuff like that. Gorsh. We did get some kind of, oh, actually it might not be an EX, it is just a holo, it looks like. Oh, is there a holo in every pack in this set? That probably is what it is. Genesect could be cool to shut down Chip's A-Spec, so the Genesect could actually be interesting to include. I think we have plenty of bench space, and I do play plenty of tool cards. Okay, there is the Duskull we were looking for, and a Night Stretcher. Oh, a Night Stretcher is the big one as well. Yeah, I already forgot. I always forget. Yeah, Night Stretcher is a huge card to have. Gonna be really good in Gardevoir if I want to stick it out with Gardevoir. But honestly, in kind of anything, it's gonna be a huge card to include. Even like Charizard, it would be a great card. Another Kyurem. Oh, oh well, I had way more than enough Night Stretchers. Maybe the expectation was to probably end up with 4 Night Stretchers at the end of this, though, to be honest. I have the 2 Dusknoirs. Got the whatever that is. We got a Power Glass here. Power Glass is okay. Attach your active Pokemon at the end of your turn. You can take a basic energy from your discard pile and attach it to your Pokemon. I don't really think I have anything that would work super well with the Power Glass, but I have it now. I don't know, maybe I can try and make some kind of basic deck with Dusknoir. A Dusclops would be nice for sure, because I only have the 3 rare candy, another Power Glass, and a Full Heart Cassiopeia. All right, not gonna use that, of course. Cassiopeia, not a very good support card. You can only play it if you have 0 cards in your hand. Getting to 0 cards in your hand and wanting to get to 0 cards in your hand is not often happening, pretty much ever. Dartrix, United Wings, I doubt it. Man, this set is super small. Corrosive Winds, honestly, put 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon that has any, oh, that has any damage counters on it. All right, never mind. I thought I just placed, oh, we have the Uxie the Uxie does place 2. Oh, but we don't have that until like 2 sets from now. Surging Sparks, I think is, oh, another Duskull, that's big. Dude, I kind of want to build a Dusknoir deck. I kind of want to put a Dusknoir deck together. We have 2 Duskull, we have 2 Dusknoir. I'd have to make it like a basic deck though, I think, and I don't have like a Ursaluna or anything, but I could play it alongside like my Ogerpon and like maybe some other basic attackers. Power Glass, ooh, we did get a Okidogi EX. Could I play a Loyal 3 deck? I'm close, I almost have the full 3. Oh wait, Okidogi's not even part of the loyal 3. So I still need Fezandipiti and Munkidori EX. Honestly, if I get a couple more Janine and I get a couple more of them, it is possible. Oh, there's a new Munkidori. So I have 3 Munkidori now. I could make a pretty crazy Guardy deck, to be honest. I could even put Dusknoir in there as well. Could make like a super spread Guardy deck, which is like Munkidoris and Fluttermane and like no heavy hitter. Ooh, there's that Dusclops I was looking for. That's big for a potential Dusknoir deck. Okay, okay. Another Night Stretcher. Gotta have that 4th Night Stretcher. That is aggressively overkill. But I do have the option now if I ever want to use them. More Kyurem. There's the Kingdra EX. I don't think Kingdra EX will be good enough. Puts 3 water Pokemon from your discard pile into play. I do play back Excalibur, and I'm gonna assume that I have some count of Horsey in here that I didn't really call attention to. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I could do something with Kingdra. Oh, another Dusclops. Okay, so we have a 2/2/2 now, Dusknoir line. So I technically don't even need to run rare candies. Okay, there we go, and another Duskull. Man, I really want to put a Dusknoir down. Oh my gosh, and another Dusknoir. All right. So we have a 3/2/3 Dusknoir line. Is this supposed to be expected from these packs? I don't even know. Another Night Stretcher. The 4th Night Stretcher is obviously not gonna see play. And last pack here, I don't even know what I want at this point, I feel like, and okay, the 4th Dusknoir. All right, so I have a 3/2/4 Dusknoir line. I didn't get the Fezandipiti, lacking a little bit in the EX department, I feel like, overall, but Dusknoirs are an option here, Night Stretchers are an option here. I did get 3rd Munkidori, so I could make like a Munkidori spread type Guardy deck as well. That could be kind of cool. I might do something with that, we'll see. I could play Dusknoir, Charizard, Dragapult. I don't know, there's a lot of things that I could do here. Gotta go put it together and figure it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it all together.
Just wanted to pop in real quick and say thank you so much for watching this video. And if you're enjoying yourself, please consider subscribing. It would really help us out a bunch. And if you want to show a little extra support, you can do so by becoming a channel member down below. And a perk of being a channel member will allow you to get access to these videos a little early, getting you a chance to see them before anyone else. Now back to the video.
I think it's unshaken. Okay, so this is something. I think I've gone off the deep end here just a little bit, not gonna lie, going a little crazy. I'm down pretty deep in this series, so I'm taking a risk. I'm making a call. This deck may be absolutely terrible, or it could completely counter Azul's deck. Every single one of the decks that he's played basically this entire series has been very heavily reliant on evolving his Pokemon. And considering his current card pool, Charizard, Gardevoir, his 2 strongest archetypes by far, so I'm going with the Bronzong here as my deck's strategy. Evolution Jammer, 30 damage during your opponent's next turn. They can't play any Pokemon from their hand to evolve their Pokemon. And the reason I think I can go with the Bronzong strategy is because I do have a pretty sizable Dusknoir line, a 2/2/1 Dusknoir with 2 Night Stretcher. I did have a 3rd Night Stretcher, chose to just go with the 2/2/1 with the 2 Night Stretcher. I think that's pretty strong. So I can deal with some of the answers he may have, like a Drifloon being able to hit, like a Munkidori being able to hit me as well. I can deal with some of those things by KOing it with the Cursed Blast. Yeah, the way we're gonna try to use Bronzong is to set it up on turn 1 of the game with Salvatore. So go second, use Salvatore, get the evolution, just start using Evolution Jammer right away. Now, when we go first, you know, Salvatore is definitely a little bit weaker. I can still just get a Bronzor and play turn 2, get a Bronzong. That's kind of the strategy there. I do have the Squawkabilly EX in here, something I've had in my card pool for a while. Haven't used it at all just yet, but now I'll be able to use Squawk and Seize, discard my hand on my first turn, and draw 6 new cards. And I did also choose to change up my A spec here. This is actually a last second change. I've actually already recorded this entire deck profile with Scoop Up Cyclone in my deck. I'm gonna apologize in advance to our editor Pig. Had a bit of an epiphany, decided to go with the Dangerous Laser instead. This is a way I can deal with the things that Azul may use to try to deal with the Bronzong. So I can confuse and burn something like a Munkidori, or, you know, the Drifloon that's like building up damage on it, something like that, so that I can get that burn, maybe get a little bit of a residual damage on it, but then also, more importantly, confuse that Pokemon, force Azul to flip if he wants to try to deal with the Bronzong. Yeah, this is absolutely a mess, and this video might be really short because I get destroyed because this deck is terrible, or it might be really long and super grindy because the game is gonna go forever because I'm just gonna be doing 30 damage every single turn, trying to just kind of lock Azul out of the game. That's my strategy here. It's a risky one, without a doubt. Like I said, I am down pretty heavy in this series right now though, so I think I need to do something like this in order to have a chance to try to make some sort of a comeback here. Maybe catch Azul off guard a little bit. I feel like if I start a Bronzor, which could be one of the problems here. Getting the turn 1 Salvatore play is probably going to be pretty decent, to be honest. So yeah, here's the deck. We'll see how it goes. I really don't have that high of hopes or expectations for it, but I'm excited to give it a try and hopefully get a pretty funny result in this Times Evolution series.
All right, here we go. So I'm going with a super high power Charizard deck because not only is there the 3/2/2 Charizard line in here that I've had for a little while, I've included a 1/1/1 Dragapult line. I did get a really thick Dusknoir line, and I was trying to come up with a way to play like a Dusknoir deck because I also have 4 Night Stretcher and like 3 Rare Candy, but I didn't really have anything that went super well with just Dusknoir. So I wasn't able to play like a super thick Dusknoir deck, but I did include it in this Charizard Dragapult deck. Of course, Pidgeot's here. I have the Cleffa in here for the early game draw power, and then I included a Genesect as well because I do have the rescue board in here, and if I don't use it in the early game to get into Cleffa, I can use it in the mid-late game to shut down Chip's A-Spec, and I think I should have plenty of bench space to bench the Genesect as well. And another reason I like the Dragapult as well because it gives me that Dracloak for the draw support, so even if I don't use Dragapult in the games, I can at the very least hopefully get the Dracloak out for a little bit of extra draw support turn to turn. Supporter lineup is pretty similar. The Jack is back because I feel like actually Jack combos super well with Secret Box because you can go Secret Box to get Jack plus Rare Candy. I mean, you can get whatever tool card, a Stadium as well, and then you can go Candy or Jack for Pidgeot plus Charizard, Candy, Pidgeot, Candy, Charizard. So Secret Box combo super well with the Jack, so I brought the Jack back. I also brought Daisy's Help back as well because we have so many one-ofs that I wanted the Daisy's Help back in the deck. Like I said, super high power, so we're going with stuff like the TM Devo as an option. I got the Mist Energy in here as an option, have the Eerie in here as the Disruption option as well, alongside of course the Ionos. So yeah, super high power Charizard Dragapult deck. I'm excited to see what Chip came up with. We'll see how this pairs into it. I think I got enough options to kind of cover whatever Chip throws at me, but yeah, let's get into those battles. All right, Chip.
Here we are.
Here we are again.
The last 2 sets have been pretty good sets. You know, thinking about like competitive play, Twilight Masquerade and then this Shrouded Fable are probably gonna have a pretty solid impact on how the end of this series goes. I mean, we're probably over halfway done. We don't know how many Scarlet and Violet sets they're gonna be, but we're getting there, you know?
I thought it was always like 12. Isn't it like predictable?
Yeah, but we also have so many mini sets.
Oh, sure, I guess.
There's like, I feel like there's like way more mini sets in this series so far than there has been in the past. I don't know. Maybe there's not.
I feel like it's always 2 every year though, isn't it? I feel like it's still pretty consistently.
Yeah, just recently it has been.
Yeah, that's maybe not a reality that like 4 or 5 years ago. Was that a reality that there was consistently 2 mini sets?
Yeah.
Was everything as predictable as it is now with that the release schedule?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Well, how do you feel Shrouded Fable went for you?
I didn't really know what to expect. I feel like I got more options. I didn't really know because it's like a smaller set, but once I started opening the packs, I was like, okay, gonna probably get 4 of every single trainer. Definitely got some new options. Almost went down a different route. I was like to try and add some new stuff from the latest set if possible, but didn't go like all the way. I had some options, but I just didn't have enough stuff to support some of the options.
Sure.
So.
All right, let's get into our game. Heads or tails?
I will take heads.
The flip, and it is tails. For this deck, I think I need to choose to go first.
An aggro deck from Chip, maybe? Maybe not though. I'll go second.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm trying to think if there's a card in this. Can I get donked?
He's scared.
I'm going benches anyway, just in case.
I'm gonna bundle it up. All right, Azul.
Let's get it.
Good luck.
Good luck, bud.
Ooh, back to the Charizard, I see.
Man, you got the Duskull, all right.
I will draw for turn. Could I get donked is now my question.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Unless I changed Grasping Draw.
I'm gonna bench Clefairy, and then I'm gonna pass to you.
Okay, I actually don't know what that evolves into, or I don't remember. Draw for turn here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play Nest Ball, searching my deck for a basic Pokemon and placing it onto my bench. And I'll go ahead and grab Pidgey.
Yep, back to your Pidgey Charizard ways. Pidgey, Charizard, and Dusknoir. That's pretty good.
Then I will play Iona. We both shuffle our hands, put them on the bottom of our deck, and then draw cards equal to our remaining prize cards. So we're both getting 6.
Both getting 6.
This time around. Play Palpad, recovering Iona to my deck. And then I'll use Grasping Draw, drawing 2 cards.
Okay. And I will draw to start my turn. Ooh, so close, man, so close. Bench Cleffa. Guess there's a chance that I get that. Okay, that would be pretty good. I'll evolve Duskull into Dusclops, and then I'm gonna use Cursed Blast, which means I knock it out, and I get to put 5 damage counters on one of your Pokemon, and I'll choose the Pidgey to knock it out. You get a prize card from Dusclops, I get a prize card from the Pidgey, really hoping for one specific thing here. No. We do promote the Cleffa.
I forgot about Dusknoir. I probably should have switched to
60 HP Pidgeys?
Yeah.
Rookie mistake.
I still have the 1/1 split in here.
Unfortunate for you, my friends. I'll use Pokegear 3.0 to look at the top 7 cards on my deck, reveal a supporter card I find there, and put it into my hands. And I will grab Professor's Research, putting it into my hands. I'll use Night Stretcher to put a Pokemon or energy from my discard pile back into my hand. I'll grab Duskull.
He's back.
I'll put Duskull down. I will use my Ace Spec. Dangerous Laser. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned and confused.
Okay.
Burn and confuse the Cleffa.
Poor Cleffa.
I'm gonna bench Bronzor, and then I'll play Professor's Research, discarding my hand, drawing 7 new cards.
Sounds good, Chip. This is definitely an interesting, I see the Salvatore there as well.
We cooked a little bit. Now, did we burn it is the question. I'll attach for turn to Clefairy. I will bench my other Clefairy. Then I'll use Grasping Draw to draw till I have 7 cards, drawing 2 cards.
Okay. All right, definitely an interesting situation here for sure.
So you take 20 from the burn,
Yes,
and then you flip to see if you heal the burn.
I do not
heal the burn.
Cleffa is still burned, although I don't think it's going to be staying in my active long, as I do have Candy, Charizard, and I'll use its Infernal Rain ability, searching my deck for up to 3 basic fire energy. Attach him to my Pokemon any way I would like.
Could be a problem, could be a problem.
I have no idea what the Clefairy does.
Oh, man.
I'll go ahead and bench my own Duskull.
Yep, makes
And then
sense.
I will play Professor's Research, discarding Jack, Professor's Turo, Dusclops,
Ooh.
Dusknoir, and Charmeleon.
You got the fancy Dusknoir.
Gotta have the fancy Dusknoir. Drawing 7 new cards.
I was just an energy away last turn from just having the lock.
That would have been scary.
Yeah.
I'll play Secret Box, discarding Technical Machine Devolution, Dragapult EX, and Counter Catcher.
Ooh.
Searching my deck for one of every trainer card, tool, stadium, and item.
And supporter.
And supporter.
The Dragapult, huh? So you got a 4 stage 2 deck over there?
There's a couple of them in here. And off the Secret Box, I'm gonna go ahead and grab Artisan, Rare Candy, TM Evolution, and Youngster. I'll be going back into the deck, placing Artisan in play, and then using it to search my deck for a basic Pokemon without a rule box. And I'll grab the 60 HP Pidgey that was in there, but I thought there was a potential I might use Call for Family on turn 1, and I forgot about Dusclops, so.
Let's get it.
And then also bench a Charmander, retreat into my Charizard EX, and Burning Darkness to knock out your Cleffa.
Goodbye, Cleffa. I'll promote Duskull, and I will draw for turn. I'll use Artisan to search my deck for a basic Pokemon without a rule box, put it onto my bench. Off the Artisan, I'll grab myself a Bronzor and put it down. I will use Ultra Ball to discard 2 cards from my hand, searching my deck for any Pokemon, putting it in my hand. I'll get rid of Squawkabilly EX and a basic Psychic Energy.
It's a pretty turbo deck you got there, Chip.
Gotta find my Salvatores pretty quick. It's the idea, at least. Off the Ultra Ball, I'll grab myself Fezandipiti EX.
The Dippity is in.
There he is.
All right. Pretty powerful card. One of the best, some would say.
Yeah, probably top 3 card in the game, standard format right now, for sure.
Yeah. Maybe the best. Is it just not number 1?
It might be Radiant Greninja, give it a run for its money. Dippy to hand. And I will bench Fezandipiti EX, and then I will use its ability, flip the script. Once during my turn, if any of my Pokemon were knocked out during your last turn, which of course they were, I get to draw 3 cards. Didn't quite get exactly what I wanted, but I can't complain because I at least got something. So I will use Rare Candy to Rare Candy my Duskull into the Dusknoir, and then I will use its Cursed Blast ability to knock itself out and put 13 damage counters onto your Charizard EX. You get a prize card.
All right.
I will promote Clefairy, and Azul is going to learn what Clefable does, as I will evolve Clefairy into Clefable. I will attach an energy card from my hand to the Clefable. And then I will go for the Metronome. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack, of course, choosing Burning Darkness to deal more than enough to take out Charizard, take 2 prizes.
All right. Sounds good, Chip. Goodbye, Charizard. I'm going to go ahead and promote Cleffa here. I'll draw for turn. Start my turn by playing Arven, searching my deck for a item card and Pokemon tool card, and I'll grab Ultra Ball and Rescue Board.
Okay.
Next, I'll Ultra Ball away Carmine and TM Evolution to search my deck for any 1 Pokemon card and add it to my hand, and I'll grab Pidgeot's EX.
Yep.
Go ahead and Candy out Pidgeot EX, and then use its Quick Search ability to search my deck for any 1 card. Next, I'm gonna use Artisan, searching my deck for any one basic Pokemon without a rule box, and I'm gonna grab Dreepy. Then I will candy out my Charizard EX, use the Infernal Rain ability to search my deck for 3 fire energies and attach them to my Pokemon in any way that I would like. I'll attach 2 to Charizard EX and 1 to the Dreepy.
Okay.
Then I'll attach a Mist Energy for turn to my Pidgeot EX.
You're not trying to get devolved out here?
No, retreat into my Charizard and then Burning Darkness for the KO.
Okay, that is KO. I'm going to promote my Bronzor, and I'll draw for turn. I'll start my turn by using Flip the Script with Fezandipiti to draw 3 cards since you knocked something out last turn. Fortunately, I cannot find a supporter card. I needed an Iono. That's why I used Fezandipiti last turn, because I needed to dig for Iono, I think. I just didn't get it. Classic win condition of both of your boss being your last 2 prize cards.
I don't have 2 boss.
Yeah, you do.
No, I have 1 in a pal pad.
Oh, okay. Well, my odds just went up. I will attach for turn to Clefairy. I'll bench Duskull. I'll use Boss's Orders to bring up your Duskull. I will put Jamming Tower in play, removing your Artisan.
Ooh.
And then I will pass to you, Azul.
All right, Chip, I'll draw for turn. I'll activate the quick search on the Pidgeot, searching my deck for any 1 card. And unless I'm mistaken, which I am not, I'll Boss's Orders up your Fezandipiti EX. Yeah. Play the Night Stretcher, carving a fire energy, retreating my Duskull into Charizard, and Burning Darkness for my last 2 prize cards here.
Dude, so annoying. I did have a Psychic Energy prize, so if I had gotten that turn 2 or turn 3 Bronzong lock, ooh,
would have made things interesting.
You'd have been cooked, buddy.
Go attack with Charmander, I guess. It doesn't stop TM Evolution.
It doesn't stop TM Evolution.
So I can still get out some Charmeleon.
You can, yeah, you got some time. You got some time.
I got the Dracloak in there now, too.
What a bummer, man.
All right, Chip, now that you know the matchup for sure, are you still going first?
I think I am still going to choose to go first here.
All right, let's get a Chip.
Okay.
I got the Cleffa start again.
Well done. You're super talented. I did get my Bronzor start, so that's not bad.
Okay.
And I will draw for turn. I'll attach for turn to my Bronzor. I will put Artisan in play, and I will choose to use the Artisan, searching my deck for a basic Pokemon without a rule box, putting it onto my bench. Really was debating whether or not I wanted to give you that.
If it makes you feel better, I have an Artisan in my hand.
It does make me feel a little better, so I appreciate that. Off the Artisan, I will grab a Duskull, put it onto my bench.
He's back.
And I'm gonna go for the Dangerous Laser. You are confused and also burned.
Oh my gosh. You don't even give me time to find my Genesect, man. Wait, did you see my Genesect in game 1?
I didn't.
Oh.
I thought you might have played it though.
All right, anything else, Chip?
Well, you're distracting me, you know? I mean, pass.
All right, 2 damage. Come on, heal, Cleffa. That's big. Oh, I'm so confused though.
Well, you can flip again.
I don't really want to flip again. All right, draw for turn. I'm gonna start my turn by playing Great Ball, looking at the top 7 cards in my deck, taking any Pokemon I find there and adding it to my hand. I'll add a Charmander to my hand. I'll play an Ultra Ball, discarding an Artisan and the Rescue Board, searching my deck for any Pokemon card and adding it to my hand.
Yep.
And off the Ultra Ball, I'm gonna grab a Duskull.
This series is becoming Chip's potato deck tries to take down Azul's tier 1.
Bench Duskull, bench Charmander, and then play Iono. Both shuffle our hands, put them on the bottom of the deck. We get 6 new cards each, because we each have 6 prize cards remaining. Use Artisan, searching my deck for any 1 basic Pokemon without a rule box, and placing it onto my bench. And I will grab Pidgey.
Sure you want to get that one?
Yes, the more powerful of the Pidgeys. Then I'll bench Dreepy, retreat my Cleffa into Dreepy, and I will pass.
I'll draw for turn. I'll use Nest Ball to search my deck for a basic Pokemon, put it onto my bench, then shuffle my deck. From the Nest Ball, I'll grab myself a Duskull. I'll use Nest Ball once again, searching my deck for a basic Pokemon, getting a Clefairy. And then while I'm in there, I'll also use Artisan to get another Clefairy. Squad.
The squad is getting lined up.
I was really hoping you were going to flip for Eek.
No, I don't think that's worth it here.
I'll attach an energy for turn to my Clefairy, and then I'll use Professor's Research to discard my hand and then draw 7 new cards. I'll then use Ultra Ball in order to discard 2 other cards from my hand in order to search my deck for a Pokemon, getting rid of Buddy Buddy Poffin, and I will also get rid of Salvatore. Off the Ultra Ball, I will grab Bronzong.
Things are gonna get interesting for sure. Only does 30 damage.
He's a little weakling, that's all right. I will evolve my Bronzor into Bronzong, and then I will indeed use that Evolution Jammer for 30 damage, and you cannot evolve any Pokemon from your hand next turn.
All right, sounds good. Draw for turn. And I'll start my turn by utilizing the Artisan, searching my deck for a basic Pokemon without a rule box, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a Charmander, and then I will play Youngster, shuffling my hand to my deck, and then drawing 5 cards.
Yep.
I'll evolve my Charmander into a... Oh no, I can't do that.
Can't do that.
I have TM Evo though to play, that's right. And with that chip, I will pass.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I'll use Pokegear 3.0 to look at the top 7 cards on my deck, revealing a Pokemon I find there, or a supporter I find there, and putting it into my hand. I'll grab Professor's Research. I'm going to use the Artisan, search my deck for a basic Pokemon to put it onto my bench. I will grab a Bronzor, put it down. I'll use Night Stretcher to put a Pokemon or basic energy card from my discard pile back into my hand, grabbing the Clefable and putting it in my hand. I actually don't even know if I want to put a Clefable in play, because it can get stuck and get you out of the lock. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to. I'm going to attach an energy for turn to the Clefairy, and after further thought, I actually think I'm not going to evolve my Clefable since it's got 2 retreats. Clefairy only has 1. Want to be able to make sure I can keep my lockup, and then, yeah, I'll go for the Professor's Research to discard my hand, draw 7 cards.
All right, sounds good.
Then Azul, I'll go for the Evolution Jammer. 30 damage. You cannot evolve any of your Pokemon next turn.
All right.
From hand.
Sounds good. Draw for turn. I'll start my turn by playing Eerie. To look at your hand, discard 2 item cards I find there.
Get some choices.
Let's see here. Well, definitely gonna get rid of the Super Rod, and then I would say probably also get rid of the Ultra Ball as well.
Okay. Super Rod and Ultra Ball get rid of from the Eerie.
Sounds good. Let's see here. So Charmeleon's ability doesn't prevent Evolution Jammer, right? Because it's affecting your
It's not
hand.
in play, yeah.
Yeah.
The effect is on you.
Like if I Team Evo Charmeleon in play, I can't evolve to Charizard.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, Chip, and with that, I'll pass it over to you.
Okay. I will draw for turn. Azul, I'll just go for the Evolution Jammer. 30 damage for the knockouts.
All right, sounds good. Go ahead and promote my Cleffa here, and I'll draw for turn. I'll attach a basic fire energy to my Charmander. I'll activate Artisan, search my deck for any basic Pokemon card, and putting it onto my bench. And I will grab another Charmander.
Oh, you got 2 heat tackles, huh?
And then I'll go ahead and play Youngster, shuffling my hand into my deck, and then drawing 5 cards. Gonna go ahead and retreat into my Charmander with the Heat Tackle, and I will use Heat Tackle, dealing 10 damage to myself and 30 to your Bronzong.
I will draw for turn. I'll use Salvatore to search my deck for a card that has no abilities and evolve it into one of my Pokemon. And I will grab out the Bronzong, evolving Bronzor into Bronzong. I'll use Ultra Ball to discard 2 cards from my hand to search my deck for any Pokemon. I'll get rid of a Nest Ball and an Iono. Off the Ultra Ball, I'll grab myself a Dusclops. I'll evolve my Duskull into Dusclops, and then I'm going to use Cursed Blast to knock it out and also knock out your Charmander, since it did deal 10 damage to itself.
All right, give myself a prize card, and I will promote Duskull.
I'll attach for turn to my Bronzong, and then I'll just go for the Evolution Jammer, 30 damage.
All right, draw for turn here. I'm gonna go ahead and use Artisan, search my deck for basic Pokemon, put it onto my bench, and I will grab the Genesect.
There it is. You got a Metal Energy in your deck.
Not as far as I'm aware. I'll then play Daisy's Help, drawing 2 cards, and then I get to look at my face-down prize cards. Okay. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and attach for turn to my Charmander on the bench and pass it over to you.
Draw for turn. I will use Evolution Jammer for 30 damage in the knockout, taking a prize.
Okay, I'll promote my Cleffa here. I'll draw for turn, play Arven, searching my deck for a item card and a tool card.
Oh boy.
And I will grab Secret Box and TM Devolution.
Okay. Stressing over there, buddy.
Gotta come up with something. All right, I'll play the Secret Box, discarding Dracloak, Artisan, and Buddy Buddy Poffin, searching my deck for a tool card, item card, supporter, and stadium. And I'll grab Iono, Super Rod, and TM Evolution.
Okay.
Add them all to my hand. I'll then play the Super Rod, recovering Dreepy, Dracloak, and Fire Energy.
Okay.
And then I'll utilize Artisan, searching my deck for a basic Pokemon, putting it onto my bench, grabbing the Dreepy. I'll attach Team Evolution for turn to my bench Charmander. I'll then retreat into my Charmander, and then I will utilize the Team Evolution attack, evolving my Charmander and my Dreepy into Charmeleon and Dracloak.
And your Team Evolution. I will draw for turn. I'll go for Evolution Jammer for 30 damage.
All right, sounds good. I'll draw for turn, and I will play Iono. Both shuffle our hands, put them on the bottom of the deck, and then draw cards for our remaining prize cards. So I get 5.
And I get 3.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the Recon Directive of the Dracloak. Look at the top 2 cards on my deck, take one of them and add it to my hand, put the other one on the bottom of the deck. I'll then play an Earthen Vessel, discarding a card from my hand, searching my deck for 2 basic energy cards and adding them to my hand, and I'll get rid of the Dusclops here, and then grab myself a basic Fire and basic Psychic energy.
There it is.
I'll then attach a basic Psychic for a turn to my Drakloak, and I will use Blazing Destruction to discard your Artisan.
I'll draw for turn. I'm going to use Kiernan, and I'm going to choose to use it to do 30 more damage, and then I'll use the Evolution Jammer for 60, which is enough to knock out Charmander, taking a prize.
Goodbye, Charmander. All right, I'll draw for turn. I'm gonna go ahead and use Recon Directive, look at the top 2 cards on my deck, take one of them, add it to the hand, and then place the other one on the bottom of my deck. I'll then attach a Fire Energy to my Drakloak, retreat into it, and then I will use Dragon Headbutt for 70 damage.
I'll draw for turn. I'll bench Cleffa. I will evolve Clefairy to Clefable. I'll attach an energy to Clefable. And I'll go for the Evolution Jammer for 30 damage.
All right, sounds good. I'm gonna draw for turn here. I'll use the Recon Directive on the Drakloak, take one of the 2 cards I find, place the other one on the bottom of the deck. I'm gonna attach return to Charmeleon. I'll then play Boss's Orders, bring up your other Bronzong, and then I will Dragon Headbutt and hit it for 70.
I'll draw for turn. I'll go for the Evolution Jammer, 30 damage.
All right.
Can't evolve.
I'll draw for turn. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Recon Directive for the top 2 cards on my deck, take one of them, add it to my hand, and place the other one on the bottom. Get 3-card hand.
3-card hand.
This is tough. I'm gonna play Turo Scenario, picking up my Drakloak, discarding the energy attached, and I'll promote Cleffa. And then gonna go ahead and bench my Dreepy, and I'll attach return to my Charmeleon, and then Combustion for the knockout on your Bronzong.
Okay. I'll promote Cleffa, and I'll draw for turn. I'll put Jamming Tower into play, and then I'll go Professor's Research, discard my hand, draw 7 cards.
Sounds good.
Oh, I just win. I'm an idiot. Okay. All right, so I'll evolve my Duskull into Dusclops. I'll use Cursed Blast to KO the Cleffa, taking a prize. And then I will attach return to my Clefable, retreat, and I'll go for the Magical Shot, 100 damage for the knockout, taking my final prize card.
All right, Chip. Whew. That one was definitely a grind.
A grindy one. Sorry, Pig, for the editing of that.
Now I have to decide.
It's game 3.
Yeah, game 3, I have to decide first or second.
You've seen my deck.
I mean, I think I gotta go first and just hope you don't find the Salvatore. I think you need quite a bit to pull it off, so. But even then, like, my turn 2 candy is not that powerful. Like, my chance to get a turn 2 rare candy is, like, not that likely. But I think it is correct to go second. Game 1 and game 2, my Drakloak was prized, which I think is a pretty big deal. Drakloak's pretty good, so hopefully it is not prized here going to game 3. I did get off that first prize card. It was like, all right, got him, make it work. Because it's the draw engine, I think, is more important than anything else. It gives me a better chance.
Kinda wish I'd kept the Scoop Up Cyclone in my deck to reset the Bronzongs, but that was my last second change, was to swap in the Dangerous Laser, and the reason in my head for it was for like Munkidori and stuff. If you had,
I think you're pretty lucky I didn't play Guardy.
I don't think been harder.
I don't think you can win.
It would have been harder.
What is your plan?
You know, we'll figure it out when we get there.
I did get a 3rd Munkidori, so if I was gonna play Guardy, I was gonna go with a triple Munkidori build.
So you just had 3 and only played 2 last time? Yeah.
No, I got the 3rd from. I got the Alt Art one.
Oh, from this set?
Yeah, from this
Holy
set.
cow! That's crazy.
So I was thinking about playing a triple Dory build.
That would be crazy. Yeah, maybe I am lucky. But you've been changing up your decks pretty regularly, so
that is true.
You're becoming predictable.
Oh, sheesh. I need to come up with a 3rd deck. Or 4th.
All right, you're going first?
I'll go first. All right,
Good luck.
Let's get it. All right, Chip, what is the start? That is not. I don't know if you play any switch cards. I know you don't. Wait, up Kieran. I'll draw for turn, and I'm not gonna lie. Buddy Puff and Double Nest Ball off the rip here. Gonna go ahead and search my deck for 4 basic Pokemon and place them onto my bench.
You guys see what I'm having to deal with over here? This is how you win 7 regionals, I guess.
This is it. This is the magic. And honestly, I think when I'm looking through here, I think I just want the option to evolve into literally anything. So I'm gonna get. When I'm looking through here, I think I want the option to evolve into literally anything. So I'm gonna get Dreepy, Duskull, Charmander, and Charmander.
I think that tracks.
And then I'll attach a Fire Energy for turn over to my Charmander, Chip, and I will pass it over to you.
Draw for turn. Guess that's what it's gotta be. I'll use Ultra Ball to discard 2 other cards from my hand, search my deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into my hand. I'll get rid of Kiernan and Super Rod. Off the Ultra Ball, I'll grab myself Squawkabilly EX, put it in my hand. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit at a cost though. I'll then use Ultra Ball to discard 2 other cards from my hand, getting rid of 2 Night Stretchers. Search my deck for another Pokemon and grab Bronzor.
The recovery is looking slim, Chip.
You're telling me. I will bench Bronzor, and then I will use Salvatore to search my deck for a card that has no abilities and evolves from one of my Pokemon, put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. Bronzor into Bronzong.
There we go. Now the question is, how many switch cards do you play? I don't know if you even have any. You have Rescue Board. We'll
see. Let's see what I have.
I don't know if they're in the deck.
Would have been maybe a reason to keep Scoop Up Cyclone as well, this exact instance. These are the type of things that you learn as you play a deck. We don't get games with our decks before we play them for the Evolution series, you know?
This is true.
I will bench Squawkabilly, and I will use Squawk and Seize to discard my hand, which I have no cards, and draw 6 new cards. I will bench Bronzor. I will bench Cleffa. I'll also use Nest Ball to search my deck for a basic Pokemon, put it onto my bench, grabbing out...
To no one's surprise...
Duskull. Then Azul, I will pass.
All right, sounds good, Chip. I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn here. It's a pretty good one. I'm gonna play an Ultra Ball, discarding Daisy's Help and a basic Fire Energy. Search my deck for any one Pokemon to add to my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Dracloak. I'll evolve my Dreepy into Dracloak, and then I'll play Professor's Research, drawing 7 cards. It's pretty good.
I feel like this game is over, huh?
No, it's not looking good for you, Chip, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I will Candy Pidgeot. Play a Great Ball, looking at the top 7 cards on my deck, adding any Pokemon I find there to my hand, and I'll grab a Dusclops. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use the Recon Directive on the Dracula, looking at the top 2 cards on my deck, adding 1 to my hand, placing the other on the bottom of the deck. I'm gonna go ahead and play Secret Box, discarding a Dragapult, Jack, and a Fire Energy, searching my deck for...
I'm pretty sure I just have no win condition now.
Tool card, Stadium, Supporter, and Item card. So searching my deck for a Artisan, an Arven, a Techno Machine Evolution, and a Super Rod. And then I'll go ahead and play the Super Rod, recovering Dragapult EX and 2 basic Fire Energy. And I'll use Quick Search, searching my deck for any one card. Attaching a Mist Energy to my active Pidgeot, attach Technical Machine Evolution, and then attacking with the TM Evo, targeting my Dracloak and my Charmander to get a Charmeleon and the Dragapult EX.
No biggie. Draw for turn. I'll evolve my Duskull into Dusclops. I'll use Salvatore as my supporter for a turn, evolving my Bronzor into Bronzong. And Azul, I will pass.
All right, Chip, I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn here. Evolve my Charmander to a Charmeleon. I'll use the Quick Search on the Pidgeot. Search my deck for any one card. I'll then evolve this Charmeleon into Charizard using the Infernal Rain. Search my deck for up to 3 basic Fire Energies, attach them to my Pokemon any way I like. I'll put 1 on the Charizard EX and 1 on the Dragapult. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and play Arven, searching my deck for an item card and a tool card. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab Earthen Vessel and Rescue Board. I'll then play the Earthen Vessel, discard Artisan, searching my deck for up to 2 basic energy cards and add them to my hand. And I will add a basic Fire and a basic Psychic.
Yep.
And I'll attach the basic Psychic for turn 2, my Dragapult, evolve my Duskull into my Dusclops, which I forgot to do last turn, and then I will retreat into my Dragapult EX, and I'll go ahead and Phantom Dive here, and I'll put 2 on the Cleffa, 3 on the Dusclops, and put 1 on your Squawkabilly, and get myself 1 prize card.
Clefairy goes down, I will promote the Cleffa, and I will draw for turn. I'll use Counter Catcher to bring up the Charmeleon. I will put Artisan in play. I will use the Artisan to search my deck for a basic Pokemon, put it onto my bench. Artisan grabs out Clefairy. Then I'll go for Iono. Each player shuffles their hand, puts it on the bottom. You get 5, I get 6.
All right.
Attach return to Clefairy. Evolve my Dusclops into Dusknoir. I'll then use the Dusknoir's Cursed Blast to put 13 damage counters onto the Dragapult EX. You, of course, get yourself a prize card for it. I'll then use Ultra Ball to get rid of Rare Candy and Iono, searching my deck for a Pokemon, putting it into my hand. I will grab myself Duskull.
Another one?
Another one. I will bench the Duskull, and then I'll end my turn by using Grasping Draw to draw until I have 7 cards in my hand, drawing 6.
All right, sounds good. Go ahead and draw for turn here. I'm gonna use a Quick Search, searching my deck for any one card, adding it to my hand. And I will go ahead and play Turo Scenario, picking up my Charmeleon, putting it to my hand, and sending up my Dragapult EX. I'll then activate Artisan, searching my deck for any one non-rule box Pokemon, putting it onto my bench, and I'll grab a Charmander with the Heat Tackle. I'll bench my Genesect. Unfortunately, I don't have the tool card for it, and I will Phantom Dive to knock out your active and then knock out your Clefairy.
Yep, the Clefairy knockout will probably do it. Didn't draw energy for 2 turns, discarded my recovery cards as well. Feeling pretty doomed here. You have 2 prizes left. You have Pidgeot in play. All right, I'll promote Duskull and draw for turn. And Azul, I think I'm at least gonna go down swinging here. I will evolve my Duskull into Dusclops. I will use the Cursed Blast in order to knock it out, and I will put 50 damage onto the Charmander. I will promote my Squawkabilly EX. I will attach a Psychic Energy to it. I will counter Catcher the Charmander and cheer on the squad moving forward into future Evolution Series videos. I will use Motivate and attach a Psychic Energy from my discard pile to the Bronzong, knocking out the Charmander, taking a prize card.
And then I'll draw for turn and Burning Darkness at the Charizard to knock out your Squawkabilly.
My opening hand was so bad. It was so bad. All that recovery, and then it's like I can work with it if I just at least get an energy to attach. And then I can do something on the next turn, and I just drew a completely dead hand off the Squawkabilly. No supporter for the next turn. Dude.
Never Billy. Did you play all your researches this time though?
I did play 4 researches in my deck. I did not play Rescue Board.
You had the Fez as well. You had the Fez.
I do have the Fez.
Yeah, the Rescue Board would probably have been pretty good.
Just a little more dig. I didn't play my Arvins this time. So
yeah, I mean the Arvin's probably not worth it, but
just having one more out. Probably playing the Scoop Up Cyclone would have been better than the Laser.
The Laser was funny though.
Yeah, it was funny. I thought I had a chance here. I thought I had a chance. It was definitely a little cheesy.
I mean, lining up against Charizard, I think you have a chance against Charizard for sure.
Energy Acceleration onto Clefable would have helped too. All right. Well, now maybe if you moving forward, you'll respect Bronzong in your deck building a little more.
I'll think about it for sure. I'll definitely.
Or you'll just play Gardevoir for the rest of the series, and I have no way to beat a triple Munkidori Gardevoir.
Yeah. All right, Chip. Well, let's see if I get Prime Catcher.
Here's your prize pack.
I feel like that's what I'm just like hoping to get out of the prize pack every single time.
There's like other good supporters. I think there's Boss in it and stuff. So.
Oh, Boss would be good then. Second Boss.
Oh, Luxgate.
Oh.
You got a few of those. Another Super Odd.
That's kind of overkill. Both those are overkill to be honest. You don't really want more than one of these in the Guardy deck. Dude, I have like 4,
Ancient
but I have no sod.
Oh.
That's a big one. Oh, there's more. Oh, it's just Fire Energy. And then,
okay.
All right, second counter catcher is pretty good.
It's getting worse for me, buddy. Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do?
You'll have the pity packs to work with.
I got Stellar Crown coming up next.
Yeah.
Some
I guess honestly, the
stuff.
pity packs are gonna be pretty weak this time around because it is gonna be
basically
Shrouded Fable.
useless. And I already have Fezandipiti, which is like the card. And I have 3 Night Stretcher.
Yeah, I got 5.
5 Night Stretcher.
I also got a 3/1/4 Dusknoir.
3/1/4. I got a 2/2/1.
Okay.
So another Dusknoir would be cool.
I really wanted to do a Dusknoir deck, but I just don't have anything like
You know
this.
what deck I had sleeved up and then unsleeved was the Fighting Blood Moon Ursaluna Dusknoir.
Oh.
I was gonna play that. But I don't have Earthen Vessel. I don't have a way to like get my energies into my hand. I like did opening hands with it and I was like, oh, this deck is just bad. I don't know, man. My options are feeling limited. I feel like I have to play the Charizard deck, but my Charizard deck is just worse than your Charizard deck. But it's all right. We'll figure something out. I got
It'll come together.
A lot of more packs to go.
You have a lot of more packs, yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Maybe you can build a loyal 3 deck after
GG.
the pity packs.
Maybe.